I wasn't able to talk, to open my eyes, to do anything. I was like absolutely exhausted. I couldn't eat solid foods. It was like too much work. I was training for the triathlon, and I usually do like a 65-mile bike ride on Saturdays. And at mile 10, I started to feel like really tired, and I'm like, this is really weird, like what's going on? This wasn't about me not having the willpower. It was like I had nothing left. Like I couldn't drive because paying attention to cars and things would make me tired. Talking to people would make me tired. I love reading. And for the first month, I probably barely read one book because I couldn't. Like it would make me tired to think.
The majority of long haulers that we see are not the 70 and 80-year-old with pre-existing heart disease or lung disease or diabetes or obesity that we hear about over and over on the news. The long haulers that we see are primarily young women in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. Most of them were never sick before. Not only were they healthy, they were fit, they were athletic. In many cases, they didn't even have a severe case of acute COVID. At this point, I've seen about 275 post-COVID long haulers, and we are starting to be able to put the pieces together of what are we seeing, also what do we need to do to evaluate, and then also what do we need to do to treat and help people get better. Bootcamp was actually created 2 years ago, and it was created for the cardiopulmonary patient, people with cardiovascular and respiratory diseases. It involves cardiovascular, cardio workouts. It involves breathing, balance, flexibility, and strength training. And even though it was designed for people who were in their 80s, often with multiple medical conditions, it was often very vigorous and too vigorous for COVID patients.
I had to do like the first week for many weeks because I tried to go with it and then I would be set back. So right now, I'm probably about to finish. I think I have about 2 more weeks to go. I'm walking slowly, not at my regular pace, but if I walk slowly, I can probably do an hour. Now, especially a year later, this is actually becoming a diagnosis. It is a thing. People, scientists, doctors know it's real. There's way too many people with these symptoms to ignore it any longer. Doctors are more willing to believe you and maybe refer you to somebody who actually know how to help you. The biggest thing that he gave me was hope. Okay, I am going to get better. This is not some kind of weird, crazy, rare thing that I'm gonna probably die from it and nobody's gonna even know. I think that's where it starts. You gotta have hope. My last one was the Malibu one in 2019. Last year's got canceled and I was already sick by then. I actually did sign up for this year's, so fingers crossed I can do it. We don't know yet, but that's the plan.